Okay, one more slide fix if you're feeling brave. Again, I've got kind of miscellaneous sluggishness here. I don't think there's any dents. I don't see any. I don't feel any sudden stops. Just kind of miscellaneous sluggishness throughout the length of the slide. And I'm also pretty confident that my span is okay right here. So, yep, slides are about the same length apart, so it's not that either. So when that happens, definitely time to check out Divide and Conquer. So I'll go one tube at a time. And yeah, that one doesn't feel great right there. Very sluggish for that tube on its own. Try the other side. Okay, that side does feel good. So water key side feels great. Slide lock side feels not so great. So where's the problem? Is the problem in the outer slide, or is the problem in the inner slide, or is it both? Well, no reason on most trombones that you can't flip it around and try it out. Let's check it out. So the slide's on backwards right now, but we know the outer tube is good because it worked well with the inner tube. So that still feels a little sluggish to me. So I know there's a problem on the slide lock side with the inner slide. Now, how about the slide lock side on the outer slide? Because that could be a problem too. So I'm going to put it on the inner tube that we know is good. But that feels pretty good. So there we go. We figured it out. We know there is something wrong with this tube right here. What is wrong with it? If we don't see any dents, it's got to be bent. There's got to be some banana curve to it going one way or the other. So how do we find that? It's not an easy thing to do. The book suggests using a door frame and sighting it down that way. I cannot do that. I for whatever reason, my eyes just cannot see it doing it that way. A way my eyes can see it, though, is taking advantage. This is about the one good use for fluorescent lights. And I will actually sight down the trombone slide, and there will be a streak of white light, and that will reveal which way the banana's going. And I can totally see that right there. This is curving that way. So if you were sighting it down, holding it up high, and see that streak of light right there? If you were sighting straight down that whole thing, you would be able to follow that streak and see which way it goes. No idea if the camera will pick it up, but trust me. If you were looking straight down that tube right there, you would be able to see it banana to the outside and then back in. How do you fix that? This is the part where you need to decide whether you want to be brave or not. Get yourself a nice clean towel. Blue towels, blue disposable towels work really well. And then whichever way you need to reshape it, you got to undo what got done. So remember, it's banana-ing to the outside and then back in. So I want to undo that. I will rest the stocking on a padded surface on my bench here, and I will lean into it. Resight it. And hey, that was pretty good, actually. So I'm pretty happy with how that went. Let's check it out. That feels way better already. Put everything together. And yeah, that's a big improvement right there. So that's one of the other things you could run into. If you don't want to try that, I don't blame you. Send it to the shop. If it's an old trombone that it's either gets fixed for free or you're going to throw it out, give it a try. Maybe you can get another school year out of it. The problem could be in the inner slide. I would say it's more likely to be on the inner slide. No reason it can't be on the outer slide, though, too. And you could do the exact same thing. Put the H-brace side right on the bench, and then you'll just lean into it. You need to be much more delicate with the outer slide because that's just a hollow brass tube. Inner slide, even though it's still a hollow tube, it's either going to be nickel or chrome or some reinforced metal. It would be very, very hard to seriously damage that. With the outer slide, the hollow brass tube, much, much easier to damage that. And one other quick thing I should mention. So we're talking student trombones here. A lot of pro trombones will be something called dual bore. That means each side is a different diameter for the bore, so you would not be able to reverse it to check like that. So just a heads up, you probably don't want to do this on a professional trombone anyway, but you might run into that situation where one side won't be able to reverse with the other.